Hello, welcome to Master Mathematics. My name is Mr. A, and in this video you are going to learn how to simplify expressions. As you can see here on the slide, there are two steps to doing this, but before I go over those steps, let's look at our example here. Actually, let's look at both examples, because the first thing you need to know is what an expression is. So let's look at the example number 1. We have 12 plus 9x minus 8 minus 5x. You'll notice that there's something missing here at the end. An equal sign, right? Yeah, that's how you know it's an expression. There's no equal sign. We're not solving for anything in this. That's how you know it's an expression. And it's the same thing in the second example here. Negative 7x plus 11x minus 6 minus 8. Same thing. No equal sign here. That's how we know it's an expression. And that's all you really need to know about it. It's an expression if it doesn't have an equal sign. All right, so the steps to simplifying it. The first step is to identify the like terms in the expression. Well, how I just went over what an expression is, I want to go over what a term is as well. So as you can see there, a term is a number or product of a number and a variable. So I've underlined both of those, and you'll see why I underlined both of those in a moment. So after you identify the like terms in the expression, you're going to then combine the like terms to simplify the expression as it says there in step 2. So let's look at our first example. All right, 12 plus 9x minus 8 minus 5x. So the first thing I want to do is identify the terms. So the first thing we underlined is that a term is a number. Okay, so let's identify the numbers. So the first number is 12. All right, pretty straightforward, right? We all know 12 is a number. Then we have plus 9x. Now there's a number there of 9, but also the variable of x. Well, that's going to be the second one. That's the product of a number and a variable. So since it's that, I'm going to underline that green, plus 9x. And I have to underline the sign along with it too. So this way I don't forget that the 9x is positive. Then we have minus 8. Well, that's just a number, but same thing. I need to underline the sign along with it too, so I know that it's minus 8. It's a negative 8. That's super important. And then we have minus 5x. So 5x, that would be the product of a number and a variable, so we're going to underline that green. All right, now step 2, we've identified our like terms. Now we're going to combine them. So to combine them, we just perform the operation. So first two are 12 and minus 8. So 12 minus 8 is 4. And we just do the math as is. Okay, and then the next one, we have plus 9x minus 5x. So we have 9x minus 5x. The x stays. We don't do anything to that. And then you do 9 minus 5, which is 4. And our 4 is positive, right? So the sign that we bring down, the operation we bring down, is a plus sign. So our simplified expression after our first example is 4 plus 4x. Now, let's move on to our second example here. All right, let's move on to example number 2. Minus 7x or negative 7x plus 11x minus 6 minus 8. So going to follow the same steps here. And we are going to identify the terms. So negative 7x, that would be the product of a number and a variable. So going to underline that green. And then plus 11x, same thing. That would be the product of a number and a variable. So going to underline that green as well. Now we have minus 6. Well, that's just a number. And then minus 8, also just a number. And first up in these, let's go again. Let's work left to right. Negative 7x plus 11x. So again, the x we're not going to do anything to. So I'm going to bring that down right away. Now, we have a negative integer plus a positive integer. So if you're not sure how to do that, go check out the video we have on adding integers. We'll go over how to do it here, but it goes into a little more depth there. And while you're at it, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel as well. But we have negative 7 plus negative 7x plus 11x. So what we have to do here is you have to find which number has a larger absolute value, negative 7 or 11. Well, the absolute value of negative 7 is 7, and the absolute value of 11 is 11. So 11 has a larger absolute value, which means the solution, the answer to that, is going to be positive. So from there, we just do 11 minus 7, and we get 4. Okay, so when we combine negative 7x plus 11x, we have 4x. Now, on the other end, we have negative 6 minus 8. Well, when you have a negative minus a number, our answer is going to be negative. So I'm going to bring down that negative sign right away. And if you're not sure about this, same thing. We have a video on subtracting integers. Make sure you go ahead and check that one out. I'll explain it here, but I go into more detail in that video. So we know our answer is going to be negative, and at that point, when we have a negative and then minus a number, what we're actually going to do there is bring down the negative sign like I did and then add. 6 plus 8 is 14. So our simplification of this expression is 4x minus 14. And that's all. 2 steps. I know it's a little tricky when you talk about the signs and knowing if we're adding or subtracting and if it's going to be positive or negative. But keep working on it. Practice it. You'll get it. I've got faith in you. I believe in you. And hey, if there's something that you didn't understand the first time, just go back and watch the video. Check it out again. I would also suggest, maybe pausing it, going to the beginning, pausing it, and then trying to combine these examples here, and then watching it to see if you got it right. All right, that's a great way to practice. That's a great way to learn. Thank you so much for being here. This is Master Mathematics. My name is Mr. A. Adios.